Kate. The patter of rain against the blacked-out stained glass dome above where I sat numbed me like a hypnotist's gold watch. Neither the hard marble step beneath me nor the delicately carved staircase spindle pressed against my forehead was enough to override the lullaby effect of the raindrops. I tried to focus on the ornate staircase of the old mansion, to study the fine architectural details of the structure that even the conversion into a hospital couldn't mask. I recalled the walks I took as a child down 69th Street with my mother, walks that weren't convenient to our neighborhood, but instead appeared to be a destination rather than a happenstance. We'd cross the road and pause, looking up at the 7-story stone mansion, the elongated windows staring blankly out at us, seemingly as curious as I was about why we were there. My mother had once told me that she'd lived there briefly when the building had been a boarding house for respectable women, but she'd never mentioned why she felt compelled to return to the spot across the street again and again until her death 3 years before. It had seemed almost serendipitous when I had accepted the position at Stornoway Hospital following medical school, almost as if my mother had planned it all along. My gaze settled on the far wall, on a bas-relief depicting a recurring motif of St. George slaying the dragon, which I'd noticed throughout the building since I'd begun working at the hospital nearly a year before. My eyelids fluttered closed for a moment, watching the scene against the dark backdrop of my lids, imagining I could see the saint and the dragon stepping from the wall and writhing on the tiled floor in their perpetual battle. I forced my eyes open, if only to assure myself that the stone adversaries were still stationary. Holding onto the banister, I pulled myself to stand. I was so very, very tired. It was my second double shift in a row, and I doubted it would be my last. The city's hospitals were being flooded with the arrival of wounded soldiers from the recent invasion of the French coast. With our ranks already spread thin by doctors enlisting and heading overseas, those remaining were working hours rarely seen past medical school.